Jamshedpur have won the Hero ISL. Hyderabad are the Hero Indian Super League champions.
The Hero ISL knockouts are about to begin, and Odisha FC barely made it through by the skin of their teeth. Needing 1 point in their last home game against Jamshedpur FC, they managed none. How close is too close? Well, ask Josep Gombau. But all that now remains in the past as Odisha FC look forward to their knockout match against ATK Mohun Bagan on the 4th of March in a bid to reach the semi-finals. On today's LFL show, we have Odisha FC head coach Josep Gombau himself, along with Pulas Dar. And we're going to ask Gombau all things Odisha FC. We're going to look back on the season and also ask him what the preparations for the team are like ahead of that big game against ATK Mohun Bagan. So, first of all, a very warm welcome to you, Joseph, to the LFL show, and a very warm welcome to you as well, Pulasta. How are you guys doing today?
Thank you. Good evening. Good. We are preparing the game for Saturday and excited on this challenge that we have. And everything is good here in the club. Players are ready, and everybody is aiming to play this game.
Perfect. I'll leave it to Pulas now. Yes, Pulas, take it away.
Yeah. I'm very intrigued to know where you watched, the Bengaluru Goa game. Was it with the team?
So am I.
Were you nervous? Were you biting your nails? What was the setting? How relieved are you? What was the feeling like?
I was at home watching the game with my wife and my daughters, and yeah, it was look. I was honestly I was confident because the good job that Bengaluru is doing, and also knowing that for them is a very important game that they need to qualify top 4 if they want to play at home. That is a big advantage, and honestly, when we spoke in the morning with the players, and we had a recovery training session, I had this this feeling, that I think that Bengaluru is not easy to go and to win in Bengaluru home, and more now that they have this good run of victories. And I was confident for sure that as a coach we want to qualify at home in front of our crowd. But at the end is what we spoke the players. This is a 20 games league, and if we are in, it's because we deserve it. And then it's not just to have this feeling of the last game. It's the 20 games, and in 20 games we did 30 points, and this means that we are in, and we did something well to be there.
So, Joseph, courtesy of that result that Bengaluru FC got against FC Goa, take a look at this. You now are in the league of the 6 managers who made it through to the playoffs. And there you are, right at the back. I'm sure that by the end of the playoffs, you'd be wanting to be front and center, holding that trophy. Is holding the Hero ISL trophy something you fantasize about, Joseph? Do you believe in the powers of manifestation, where you see something in your mind before making it come true?
Yeah, we as a coach is always we want to be successful, and of course we will go every single game thinking that we can achieve and to win the trophy. This is the challenge. This is the aim for all of us. We go game by game, but as we went game by game in the league, now important we have the game on Saturday against ATK Mohun Bagan, and we know that it will be a difficult game, but also we know that it's possible to win there. And after that came a knockout stage that you have home and away, which is something very important. But we really don't speak so much about to win the trophy with the players. We go game by game. We speak a lot about the next game and how we need to do the job if we want to be in the next round. That is the aim that we have now.
Joseph, what you spoke about at the start of the season, yes. I'll just squeeze in over there, is that you mentioned how you wanted to make some noise with Odisha FC this season. You'd given this interview to the club in one of your first interviews after coming back to India. How happy are you with the amount of noise you've been able to make so far this season?
Yeah, I think that we did. I think that we did to be in this top 6. Probably, if you ask to the fans in the very beginning, maybe we are not a team that the people put in this top 6, and we are. For me, we did some noise, but I hope and I wish that we can do more noise, and to be why not first in top 4, and after that, why not in the final?
Joseph, I'll come to a tactical question. There's often, we talk amongst ourselves that Spanish coaches can be a bit stubborn, moving from their ways and styles. But at some point, you decided you want to go 4-4-2 from your preferred formation, which you've played all the time. What was it like? Did you sit with your staff and discuss it, or did you just wake up one morning and think, I have to go back, I have to play 2 attackers? How was the process, and was it difficult for you to convince yourself that let me move to a flat 4-4-2 compared to a more Spanish 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 or something like that?
Yeah, we play almost all the season 1-4-3-3, having a holding midfielder with Saul and 2 eggs and open wingers. And in one moment, after the Chennai game, we think that we need to try to change a few things. Also to try to adapt to the players that we have. In that moment, Osama was injured, and also Victor wasn't his 100%, and how we can take advantage from the players that we have. Makes sense to use 2 strikers. Makes sense to use Pedro in the first 11, and the only way that you can make that this works is playing with 2 strikers, and we call it 1-4-2-4 more than 1-4-4-2. But at the end, maybe if you see it a 1-4-4-2, but the way that we present to the players, but really because we believe this is guys, we go to attack more 1-4-2-4, because our really players in the sides are more wingers than not midfielders, are more players that like to play wide, like Nanda, Isaac, Jelly, and Iket. And in that moment, we say, look, it's moment to do this. It's all or nothing. We play that game. The first game that we used this formation was against Goa. After that, we did against Hyderabad, Northeast, and the last game, and really works. Last game, it's true that we lost the game, probably the game that we more need to win. But it's true that, and it's a good lesson for us, because it was I think that we was so anxious. I think we was so nervous. We have a lot of young players on the team that never felt this experience that they need to must win, to qualify. But I think this game came in the right moment, because this brings experience for us in the playoff. Now we are going to Kolkata knowing what is to play with this extra pressure in your mind, and this is the job that we are doing this week, that we need to play knowing that it's an important game, but also knowing that if you put so much pressure in yourself, normally you do mistakes. And yeah, came like this after discussions or with the coaching staff, but more for the players, the availability of the players that we have, and trying to be the strong team as we can, using the players that are fit, and came like this. Not more than that we change the style because we think that something is not working, more for the players that we have in that moment available.
So 4-2-4 with ATK Mohun Bagan? Is that what you're saying? Are you going to play 4-2-4 with ATK Mohun Bagan in the knockouts?
Look, there are always things that say that when the things are working, don't touch it, as a coach.
Right.
Yeah. But also we come back to this, depending the players that you have. And in that moment, the good thing that happened to us, and we are so happy on this, is that we are live in the right moment with everybody available. That this is something that we are live in with Osama fit, with Victor fit, with all the Indian players fit, even Sosairaj fit. We have a full strength of the team, 23 players, that all of them can play. And this, as a coach, make the things easy. Sometimes it's a headache, but it's a good headache because also you know that in the moment that you need to do a sub, the player that will come in will make an impact. And this is what happened to us the last games, that I use a lot of players. You can see we make always the 5 subs, and sometimes in the halftime, and people were saying, why this guy is changing people in halftime? it's because the players that are coming in, I know that they will do well, you know, and knowing that we play 4 games in 16 days or 5 days in 19, something very unusual in India, and in that moment I use these bench players playing, rotating a lot, and everybody's fit, everybody's hunger, everybody's ready, and I think that we will go to Kolkata with the right mentality and in a good moment, in the right moment. I think that this loss against Jamshedpur opened our eyes too, and it was a good wake up in the right moment, you know, and I think it will be a very good game for sure. With all my respect to ATK, that they are a very good team.
You know, Pulast, I love the smile on Josep's face while discussing tactics. It's something about coaches who love answering questions on tactical matters. But Josep, I want to ask you about the number of points you've gained this season from losing positions. 13 points from a position of loss. Only Mumbai City FC, the Shield winners, have gained as many points as that this season. What has been the reason behind going behind so consistently in games, and how do you plan to fix that? Because you can't afford that against ATK Mohun Bagan in the next game.
It's true. I think that we are a team that especially in the very beginning, we did a lot of mistakes. And these mistakes, if you are playing versus a good opposition, they punish you. But also we had in the same time the strong mentality to know that the game is from 90 minutes, 95, wherever the referee decide. And you have time. If you do well and you believe that what you are doing is the right thing, you believe that you can come back, you know. One thing that I tell to my players is that as soon as you are playing against better teams, it's more difficult to come back. They don't allow to you to this gap, not to come back. Important the decisions that we take with the ball. Don't lose the ball in areas that the opposition team can have a transition, an easy transition, because you are not defending. And also important, finish the actions, take our chances, all these things that are important, that after you can come back to your shape and defend properly and don't be that open. No? We are a team that we like to attack. When we attack, you take risk, and after that, if the opposition team is a good team and you make a mistake, normally you get punished.
Right. Josep, you know, there's a lot of stories out there about how you're a really nice and approachable person, which is what makes it easy to sometimes ask you the difficult questions. But there is also another side to you. I was doing the Durand Cup as well, and when you get angry, you almost pull the team off the pitch, and there are moments, that wonderful little exchange with Manolo on the touchline in Spanish. There is a streak, an angry streak. What makes you angry?
Look, for me, it makes angry not the mistake. Mistake is something that in football I accept. What more angry makes to me is when the people don't bring his 100%. You know, for me, this is something that not negotiable. Everybody needs to bring his 100%. If I see a player that don't run, or a player that don't press when he need to press, or someone that is trying don't do the job, is when I am upset. Mistake is part of football, even if the mistake causes a goal, or the mistake make that you lose a game. This is a game, and everybody do mistakes. I am the first to do mistakes, and this is for me. They know mistake is a mistake, and we need to learn from the mistake. But if someone is not helping, is not running, or avoid to do the job, or in that moment, this is not this is what made me accept, and it's when the players, they know that they have problems if someone is not doing the job as we expect. As a team, everybody need to run, everybody need to do in the same way, everybody need to do the same. For me, it's not distinctions. I don't care if you are foreign or you are local. I don't care if you are an experienced player or you are a kid. Everybody, we are in the same team, and everybody need to do the same job. You know? And yeah, this is and especially in this Durand Cup. After the Durand Cup, we play a friendly game against a local team. You know, and it's what happened, that the players don't take the game seriously. And after that, I was very upset. Not because we draw, that doesn't matter. It's more because we every time that we put the jersey on, we need to bring our 100%. And if our 100% bring us to win, it's good. And if our 100% bring us to lose, also it's good because you bring everything. No complaints. Nobody can say anything to us. It's, for example, last week that we lost against Jamshedpur, I cannot say anything to anyone in terms of attitude. It's more mistakes. It's more, this kind of I say mental stress that they had for the game, but not because the people don't do the job. The people all run, all this, but mistakes bring us to lose the game. Is what I want. At least I expect this from all of my players. That when finish the game, we can see one each other and say, hey, mate, I did all that I can, all that is in my hands, and this, and this is what made me upset when the team is not doing when I know that the player can bring more and he's not bringing because sometimes the players think I say to them, don't overthink, because sometimes they think so much, the coach, maybe you make an exercise, a drill on Tuesday, and the player already, he thinks that he's not playing on Saturday, when even myself, I don't know what they will do, but he is thinking because in that drill, he wasn't playing his position, and I say to them, don't overthink, because even myself, I don't know what I will do, how you can think already that you know what will happen on Saturday.
Yeah. So when you came back to India, Joseph, what were the things that you felt like you needed to change? Or were there any things that needed change at all as compared to your previous stint with Odisha FC?
No, look, I think we did 2 years in first Delhi Dynamos after Odisha, and I think the second year was quite good. We did a very good season with many difficulties because in that time we came here in Odisha. We don't have the stadium ready. We need to play away home games in away stadium, and after that was more or less after Christmas we started to play in Odisha. And we had a very good line of games, winning here, I think, 4 games from 6. And we don't qualify for nothing, for 3 points or 4 points. And also in the last 2-3 games, we lost Marcos Tebar and Aridane, 2 of our main players, due an injury. And I think that it was very good. But for me, it was very hard to live here in Odisha because I came alone, not with the family. And make to me the life difficult, and came to me an opportunity to move to another club in a new project, and with all my family in a better city in that moment, and we left. I followed the league the 2 years in a bubble, and after came to me the opportunity to come back, and I think that that we did a good job before. We need to keep believing in what we did before. And of course, only 3 players remain from when I left in 2 years. Teams change a lot here. And just it was Jerry, Nanda, and another one. 3 players was just that worked with me. And Shubham, Jerry, Nanda, and Shubham. And it is
to get there.
it is a new project again. Start from zero. All the players that are there are not players that worked before with you, and we start from zero, and we are quite happy.
Joseph, I come to... Sorry.
Plus, I just made an observation here. I mean, you have more than your family with you now. Your pet dog is keeping you company as well. So you must be happy being back in Odisha. Sorry, go for it, Pulas.
Yes,
sorry. I would love to know more about the dog, though. The pets.
Yeah, we bring from Spain. We have a dog that at the end is part of the family. And as soon as we know that we are coming, we start the process. To bring a pet in India is crazy. You need to fill out 200 documents, but finally we get all the approvals, and the dog is here with us, and we are all set in India. Even I bought a motorbike, and I am running a motorbike in Odisha, which people think is crazy, but we are enjoying.
So was there a biker inside you all this time, or is this the first time you've taken to getting on a motorcycle, or were you always like that? When you were in college, university, going out on bikes, making videos, maybe not making videos, but getting into a training session on the bike, telling the players, the boss is here on the bike, got to work out now.
had in Spain always, and it's something that I like. When I came here to India, when I was here in Odisha, I think I should buy a bike, But in that year, I don't do it. But this time when I arrive, I say I want a bike, and I bought, and yeah, I am moving here with bike. The very beginning, the players, they were surprised how something coach is coming with bike like every day. Yeah.
It would be fantastic if you came onto a bike on game day, alongside one Ferrando. I think Suresh, you can get something like that digitally made, some nice little graphic with Josep on a bike. Yeah, we move on to your young players, Josep. And I know Nanda, Isak, Jerry are very important, but I want to get Thoiba out of the way first. And because we've seen you use him at centre back, we've seen you use him in a deeper midfield role, we've seen you use him at right back. But there was this couple of games where he came in as a centre back and he did very well. And then in the next game, you shifted him back into midfield and then you couldn't get the points. Where do you see Thoiba's future, this 20-year-old who can pass the ball, who can defend? How do you see him grow from here?
I think Thoiba, he can play in many roles because he's a very good footballer. He's a player that have a lot of skills and a good, building act from the back because he has this kind of skills, technique to play from the back and do well. And now there are noise here in the apartment.
It's all right. There's always plenty of chatter.
And Toy, for me, is a fantastic player, and also his mentality. He's not scared. He's brave, and he can play in many positions. I see on him a big future. And a lot of times, I came from Barcelona Academy, and in Barcelona, what we do is to put midfielders as central backs to assure that the build-up is like you want. Even yesterday in the training, I put Princeton as a central back, and he was fantastic because the build-up was perfect. And then a midfielder in the back bring you this, but sometimes the midfielders are soft to play in the back. But Thoiba is not soft. Thoiba is strong, and even that his height is not a high tall player. He's very good in the air because he jumps a lot, and his body skills in terms of positioning are very good. I think that he has a lot of future, and for us, he's a key player.
And even with your wingers, Jerry, Isak, Nanda, nearly 40 chances created, 35 odd key passes. And it seems like you've added a little bit of bravery, especially to Isak and Nanda. Nanda's taking shots from outside the box. His crosses are better. Isak is not shy at all. He looks shy on camera, but he cuts inside, he takes a shot. You've added these things, but it seems like you really like to work with young players. And how do you see these wingers? Because especially with Jerry and Nanda, they're slightly older. And now they will be judged on their final product. Isak still has the time. How do you get along to molding these wingers? Because you already said you have so many wide players.
Yeah, we have 5 now at this moment, because also we bring Aniket in, that is also a winger, and Sosairaj, that also is a winger. And I think that we have a very good wingers, if I am honest. Jerry and Nanda are the experienced ones that already many years playing in this position. Isak, very young player, and when he came in, I saw a lot of talent of him. Unlucky, because just the week that I want to put him in the first 11, he has a problem and he needs to leave the team. But because we play in Hyderabad, he came on the last 20 minutes, he did perfect. And I was planning to play him in the first 11, and that week happened it. And he wasn't with us for 2 months and a half. But when he come back and he get fit again, we bring him the opportunity. He's very good. And yeah, I like to grow with young players. Young players are hungry. Your players will learn, and your players want to prove and show them that they are good, and this brings to you this extra you need, the thing is, for me, also young players sometimes make mistakes, but you need to be patient with this mistake and show to them from these mistakes, because sometimes there are coaches that, because the young players do mistakes, already don't play to avoid this mistake. But if you avoid this process, you never will have a very good player. You need to pass this process of mistakes, admitting the mistakes and working to avoid this mistake.
So Joseph, just a word on Diego Mauricio again now, because he's been someone who's been in such great form. He started the season a little bit slow, but now top of the charts when it comes to the Golden Boot race. What's it been like managing him?
Look, I think Diego is a kind of a striker that is a mix between a striker and winger. He's not a 9-9. He's not a winger. He likes to play from a 9 position, but a little bit wide. He's a player that when I saw him, because I never coached him, but when I saw him and come to us the opportunity to sign him, I saw and I feel this like strange, no? Say, oh, this guy is not a 9, he's not a winger, but there are something that nobody can doubt, and that he has goal, he scored goals, and at the end, this was my decision when I approved and I say, look, I go for him. Is that in the last years he's scoring, you know, and his numbers are very good, and at the end we bring this freedom to him, you know, to try that he feel comfortable on the field. You cannot ask a player to do things that maybe he never did, and because in that moment you are losing the best of him, you know. And what we do is try that he feel comfortable on the field, and after that, if he score goals bring wins, you know. And he's a player that have these characteristics. We are happy with him, so happy, and he's a very good guy, very humble person, which is very important, and he helped a lot with his goals to achieve this top 6, and I hope that he keep scoring and he can help us to win the trophy.
Speaking of which, Joseph, this is now the path that lies in front of Odisha FC. We're going to have a quick graphic up on the screen, which basically shows what the road to the final is going to be like. You're, of course, playing in your first knockout match. You're playing ATK Mohun Bagan. If you end up winning that, you play Hyderabad FC, the defending champions, for a spot in the final. Are you already sort of looking forward to that match against Hyderabad, Joseph, or is it a matter of first getting over the line against ATK Mohun Bagan? Because there's a long way to go, isn't there?
We go game by game, but we go by game even in the league. You know, the most important game is the next one, and the next one is on Saturday against ATK, and we are preparing so well. People is ready, team is ready, and I think it will be a nice game in a very nice stadium. You know, with a very little to lose, with a lot to win. You know, and this is important for us. You know. To go there, I say to the players, we need to go there, we need to do our job, and we need to come back inside the changing room, knowing that we bring everything and with no regrets from no one and from ourselves, that we did exactly. And if this brings to us the win is that we deserve to win, and if this don't bring us the win, is because the opposition team did things very well, and also we need to think that the opposition team is playing, you know. But I can see a very equal game. I am not going, honestly. I was taking the breakfast this morning, and I said to my wife, I want that this Saturday, you know, it's like for me, we are ready. You know, this is the feeling that I have, that we are ready. Even that we have 2 more training sessions, but or 3 more training sessions, but thinking that time is now, you know, and aiming on Saturday. Hope Saturday is tomorrow, you know.
Well, on that note, Joseph, I'll just take you a little bit backwards now to the last time you played ATK Mohun Bagan at the VYBK. Take a look at the highlights of that match, and we just wanted to explain exactly where you felt you went wrong in this game, and how do you plan to rectify that in the game that's to follow?
Yeah, in that game we a very goal that this has changed all the things, you know. We lost a ball that we cannot lose in the midfield lines, and after that in a transition, and also in a little bit of unlucky for us, because we try to clearance the ball, and there are a couple of of rebound the ball and they score the goal. And after 2 minutes, you receive a goal. This changed a lot, the game. We try to play. I saw this game this week 2 times. We had the ball in some moments. We create and we are alive in the place that we want to arrive. But after that, the last third, we had difficulties. The crosses weren't good. The last pass wasn't good. And we suffered from this. And after that, in a momentum that we know we need to go for the game, they scored the second goal in the 80 minutes. I think that the Odisha FC that will go to Kolkata this week, it will be more strong than the performance that we did here. We play in the first lap of the league against them here in our stadium, and I think that in that moment we were a better team. Even we scored a goal that was disallowed for Bromley outside. That it was goal. We had the last minute chance with Osama and a heading that Michel did a very good save. I think that I saw more this kind of game than the game that we play here, and it was, I don't want to say easy, but they found themselves with a 1-0 in the second minute, which is something that shouldn't happen if you want to win a game.
All right. Joseph, when you look at the stands, especially at the Kalinga, and you see a lot of posters and your name is out there, and there's a great connection between you and the Odisha fan base. And this hasn't happened in the past with Odisha. It's probably because you're coming back as well, and they believe in you. And what has been your feeling or your sense of belonging with the Juggernauts, and what is your message to them looking forward to the game against ATK Mohun Bagan?
It has been fantastic for us since the first day that we came to Odisha 3 years ago. After that, the pandemic bring the game away from Odisha again, and this year that it's the year that we come back, they show his loyalty and they are doing a lot of great things for us. Slowly, the fans are increasing in Odisha. We need to think that football is not a sport that in India is the main sport, but slowly, I felt that when I go in the street, people knows me. When the people now in the last game, they know that we need at least to draw. For me, what made me upset also on Thursday or last Wednesday, was that we lost a big opportunity to make more fans, because a lot of people was in the stadium, a lot of people was watching the game from Odisha, and we lost, and this is disappointing because it's an opportunity that you have to create more fans but I think that they are with us. People is so nice, and now is moment to try to pay back what they bring to us, and our main to pay back to them is winning on Saturday and bringing one more home game here next week, and this is a little bit what I say to the players. This is the way that we can pay back them, is winning our game and assuring that they have one more game at home and we can play here in the stadium, because if not, until next season we don't will come back here.
That's wonderful.
That is wonderful, Joseph. On that note, all the best to you for your knockout clash against ATK Mohun Bagan. There's another chance to win over a lot of new fans, and hopefully you can do that this time around.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining the show, Joseph.
Thanks so much,
Pulas and I will now continue the conversation around the first knockout fixture, actually, which is between Bengaluru FC and Kerala Blasters FC. Now, Pulas, could you just set up that match for us very, very briefly? Because it's the third time they'll be meeting, but the second time in the country.
I'll give you the bad first. The bad feeling is that one of them is going to be knocked out, which is kind of sad. But I think when I look at this, when there are games like this, where I think Kerala Blasters simply not being able to get the better of Bengaluru, that burden of history, it is going to have a say. I like to call it the kingdom of the grey, which has become blue now. But it's almost like Undertaker taking on Kane at WrestleMania or something like that. When he would just not lose, or Ali versus Frazier or something like that. And I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. I think there's a lot more. They're going to treat it like final. And you must, and both teams must. And the characters involved are larger than life. Vukomanovic, the king of Kochi, Grayson taking what an unbelievable achievement.
Yeah.
So these are two men pitted against each other, very passionate, unbelievable fan bases, and it is going to be immense. What a way to start over the knockouts. Could not have asked for a bigger game to start with the knockouts.
Absolutely. Well, we hope it goes anywhere close to how it was the second time these teams played against each other. It's going to be a good game. So thanks for your participation in this Let's Football Live show as well, Pulas. It was a nice conversation with Josep. Particularly enjoyed the questions, bringing out his more human side and particularly what makes him angry. I think that's going to make a lot of his own players sit up and take notice of the fact and they'll be making mental notes while they're watching this show.
2 more extra bicep curls for Diego Maurizio in the gym today.
I don't think he needs any motivation for that though. He'll be on his game regardless. Thank you for joining us, Pulas, and thank you to everyone who tuned into this Let's Football Live show. We are at the business end of the season, guys. The knockouts are about to start, after which we have the playoffs. Do stay tuned in to everything Hero ISL on the ISL digital platforms, and we'll be back with another Let's Football Live show very, very soon. Take care.
And Jamshedpur have won the Hero ISL. Hyderabad are the Hero of Indian Super League champions.